Hello, welcome to the Paper Snob. This is Tara. Today I am working on Reindeer Games, day number 5. Our prompt for today is to use a weird or quirky supply. First of all, both the people in this picture are a little weird and quirky. But my actual weird or quirky supply is this bracelet that I bought that has handcuffs on each end. And the reason for that is we were actually in the Teller County Jail Museum. It used to be a jailhouse, now it's just a museum, and it was a really cool visit. And the reason why he is giggling is because the first photo I took of him, he has the sign upside down. Maybe I should have used that photo, but I thought I would use that photo on another page and just use this one kind of as the beginning page of the series of layouts that I will do with this. So I have some papers from American Crafts Cedar House. I had tried to use this for a prompt or something, didn't like how it turned out. I'm going to attempt to cut a circle with my Cameo inside of this so that I'm not using where I messed up with that stencil and ink. I have this cut apart piece, and on the back is some map. I don't know that I'll use this side, but there's a couple of pieces here that I would really like to use. And then I also have the alphas from this collection, which I've not opened. They have the wood grain puffy alphas as well. Some of the ephemera, the cardstock stickers, and then several sheets of paper, including the enamel dots. But I've got several sheets of paper here. This one here, I thought I would go ahead and finish cutting out some of the flowers to add to the layout. I love this paper, and I think I bought 4 of them in the single sheets plus what came in the paper pad. And then I have some papers that I'm going to use for matting my photo. So I'm going to pause. I'm going to get started. I want to remind you, you need to watch day 1 video for Reindeer Games. You also need to be in Shannon's Facebook community group to get in on the games and challenges that she's hosting there. She's doing a daily embellishment challenge, and there's other games in there, and I think there's going to be giveaways and prizes and stuff as well. So you need to watch her day 1 video and get into her Facebook community group. I will have all of that linked down below for you. I'll be right back. Okay, you're gonna have to excuse Penny. She's in the background singing the songs of her people like she likes to do at this time of night. Not sure what she's up to, but okay. So I did go ahead and cut the circle out of that pattern paper that I was talking about at the beginning of the video. Now I am going to basically finish gutting it. I could have left it alone and just left the piece there, but the reason I didn't is because I don't know why I didn't. It seemed like a good idea to me to finish taking that circle out, that middle piece out. And I'm going to use my background paper. I will cut down so that it fits on top of that piece as a mat. I'm going to use the letters, the like print shop letters side of that as the mat. And initially I was going to use this brick paper from Cedar House on here. But when I finished cutting a 1/2 inch off I ended up cutting 3/4 of an inch off 2 sides. I put it up against that piece of paper that I finished gutting, and it was too dark. I realized that there was another piece of brick paper in this collection, so I grabbed that really quick, and I go ahead and cut 3/4 of an inch off 2 sides for that so that I can use it instead. I really like that this collection has so many options in it. It's got a lot of pattern paper that have a lot of texture on them, which makes it really fun to play with. So I went ahead and I glued down the brick onto that, I can't think of what those are called, the letter things for newspapers, the old vintage thingamabobs. I'm sorry, my brain just went, nope, don't know. Added the circle in the center, and of course I said that I was cutting off all of that stenciled piece, and I am going to cut a couple of mats here. Mixed media mayhem for today is also something that I am going to be participating in today, and it was stamps, inks, and paper layers. And so I am layering up papers for my background. I've got 3 papers on my background layered up. One of them, of course, is a circle. And then I'm double matting my photos. And I goofed up with that blue piece, and so I have a bunch of little tiny scraps. I will save those until I'm finished with the collection, because I use small pieces like that for tucking, but once a collection is mostly gone, anything that small goes in the garbage. But anyway, I'm double matting these photos. I've got the, I don't know what, terracotta color there is my first mat, and then that dark slate blue is my second mat. It's a great color combination. Blue and orange are complementary colors. I really like those. That means that this will work on my Counterfeit Kit Challenge blog bingo card. There is a space for complementary colors. I'm opening up this bracelet that I bought. I bought this handcuff bracelet on Amazon. I think all I did was search for it. And the reason I looked for it is because when I was in the museum gift shop had some, but they were a little pricey. And I thought, I'll look on Amazon before I buy one here. And I did, and it was at least half the cost. I know you're supposed to support small businesses, but we bought other things in the shop, and the bracelet was something that I knew I wanted to put on a layout about this visit to this jailhouse museum. So one of the cut aparts, and the only one that I used, is the one with that camera. And I like that because, one, you are supposed to capture memories. I don't know if you can see it. It very lightly says captured across that camera. But also you capture criminals, and we're standing in front of an area to get our mug shots taken for this. So I just thought, criminals captured. It's kind of a double thing. Now I'm using this 49 Market ink to put the signpost stamp down, and you can't see it. The brown is too light. So I get out my brown archival ink, and I'm going to just stamp over it. I line it up good enough. It's good enough. And that puts that there. And that's just to get a little bit of the stamping on. Pause the camera long enough to fussy cut those flowers and the camera and the word out. I decided you didn't really need to watch me do that part. I left a black outline around those flowers, mostly because of the circle being about the same color of cream as the cream in the flowers, and I knew that that would disappear, and also it gives it another contrast. Notice that I have a couple of flowers that I cut off the edge. I tend to do that because if you are fussy cutting flowers and then you're tucking them under something, you're not going to see that straight edge anyway. It gives you more options and more flowers to use if you are fussy cutting. So, and I think I said I fussy cut the camera and the word out as well. Decided to make my title Epic Adventures Fill Your Soul. This was a very good trip. I think I say it at the end of the video that this was a trip that my husband and I went on. We did a weekend away in Breckenridge. Cripple Creek was on the way there and on the way home, of course, as well. And he was home on R&R from deployment. The deployment that he went on in 2025 was supposed to be no more than 90 days. You probably heard me whine about it. It ended up being a couple of weeks, I think 10 days shy of 9 months. So much for 90 days. He did get leave twice while he was gone, to 10-day leave blocks. But anyway, this was the first of those, and it was in May. And it was right after our wedding anniversary and right before my birthday. It was as close as he could get to either of those things. And I'm always good with that thing. We can celebrate birthdays and anniversaries anytime. It's not like he intentionally was gone for either thing. I have never been one to hold that sort of thing against him. And I taught our children the same thing when they were growing up. Daddy's not gone because he doesn't want to be here. Daddy's gone because he's out doing his job. He loves you, and when he gets back, we'll celebrate. And that is just kind of my outlook as a military wife. I wanted my kids to know that they were important to him, important to him, and his job is important to him, and him being gone during important events in their life had nothing to do with his love for them, if that makes any sense. So I'm using glue dots, or used glue dots, to glue down that bracelet. Like I said, it is a metal bracelet, and I thought it was quirky and fun and a little bit on the weird side, just like my husband and I. I'm going to use a few of the enamel dots from the collection here. And I don't think I've done it yet, but there is a label in the cut-aparts that I hand cut here in a minute that I'm going to use for just a small bit of journaling. There will be probably a 2-page layout that goes along with this particular visit to the museum to capture all of the photos that I took of the inside. But this was just kind of for fun. Here's where I grabbed the label. I'm cutting off the pointing finger because the label was too long with it on there, is mostly the reason why. And I said that I was using one prompt from my Counterfeit Kit Challenge blog. I forgot. I actually put the arrows on this layout for the Counterfeit Kit Challenge blog bingo card. I guess I could mark off 2 if I really want, but I've been trying to just do a block at a time so it lasts all month. All right, I got my layout with my quirky or weird embellishment all finished. I do need to add some journaling here. I've not done that yet, so watch for that in the still shot. I love the idea of this bracelet on the layout with the handcuffs. It is such a cute thing to add to a layout. I love the collection that I use. Cedar House is a fun, grungy, more of a masculine collection. I bought all the things, so I need to be starting to use all the things, and I love these photos of my husband and I. They were taken, like I said, at the Jailhouse Museum up in Cripple Creek, and my husband was home on R&R from his deployment earlier this year. These were taken in May of 2025, and we went away for the weekend, so this is just one of the things that we did while he was home on R&R, or better known as leave. I want to thank you for coming to my channel. I really appreciate those of you who take the time to like, comment, and or subscribe to my channel. If you are new here, I would love to have you as a subscriber. Just click that link down below. There is also a bell there that will let YouTube know that you want to be notified and how you want to be notified. In the description box is the link for the Reindeer Games playlist. There is also the link to Shannon's Facebook community group and a whole bunch of other information for you to go through. Please check that out, and I hope that you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye.